Hello everyone. So for a short period of time I'm having these three Seamaster Professional Diver 300 watches, and I decided to make a short comparison so that you see the basic differences and maybe that can help you with making a choice which one to go whenever you decided to have a Seamaster Professional 300. So what I have is actually two versions of the watch and three different dials, because these two are identical in terms of case material, size, movement, all of these things. And this one, which is a recent No Time to Die James Bond version, the one that James Bond actually had on his wrist, has quite a number of differences in compared to the other two. So I'll try to compare just two of them, and then we'll get to the dials. So let's say that this is an absolute standard Seamaster 300 that is 42 millimeters diameter of the case. Then, frankly, I don't remember. 13.3, as you can see, 13.9, 14. Thickness of the case, and lug to lug, let's check this, as 50.5, including the end links of the bracelet. So this watch is made of stainless steel, and it has a ceramic dial and ceramic bezel. All right, this is a white dial with black ceramic bezel and black hands. Now, a distinctive thing about Seamaster Professional is the fact that it has the waves, as you can see right now. Waves, now you can see that waves that are laser cut in the dial. And the other one is really the same, but the biggest difference is on the dial. This is the color. This one is blue, both on the bezel and the dial. And the difference is, and this is what I wanted to show you, the difference is how the colors change depending on the angle of the light. All right, so the white one can get silver and gray, and in many occasions you don't see the waves. Like when you look really from the front, you don't see the waves at all, while on the blue one or the black one you always see the waves. Okay, due to the fact that this is a highly polished ceramic dial, there is a very good reflection of the light. Then you will also notice a difference in the indexes and hands. So on the white one, both the hands and indexes are black. Frankly, I don't know how they are painted, if it's a chemical reaction or whatsoever, but they are black. While on the blue one, it is simply a polished stainless steel. Otherwise, these are identical watches that are driven by 8800 automatic movement. Both have the same bracelet with the pliant clasp, and they have the easy regulation of the length of the bracelet. You just push it in here and you can move it out, move it in. It's a very nice regulation. Now, let's come to this beauty. And here it's becoming interesting. So first of all, the biggest and most important difference is the material that is used for the case and bracelet. So this one is grade 2 titanium, which actually, when you put these watches side by side, you can see quite a difference in in the color of the material. See, the titanium is really darker. Then this one, the Bond watch, is completely brushed. So all of the sides of the case are brushed, all right? While here you have some beveling, you have some polished beveling, which is not the case on a Bond watch. Now what you can spot right now is the dial that is made of actually aluminum, as far as I know. So it's not ceramic, it's made, so it's not so shiny as the ceramic one, and has no waves. Then the indexes have what everyone calls a faux patina, so the color is made to pretend like it changed the color with the age, because this is supposed to be treated like a little bit of a vintage watch. And the other big difference is the bezel, which is made of aluminum, and also the indexes in the bezel, so the diving indexes, are lumed, which is not the case here in the standard SMPs. Now these two watches, I mean the Bond watch is significantly lighter due to the fact that it's made of titanium. Movement is the same, but here it's a slight modification due to the fact that you have no date. So here you have a date and it's a movement with a quick set function. Here there is no date. There's just a sign of British Army. I mean, you have a lot of reviews of this single watch, so I'm not going to get into details what the signs mean, what the numbers mean and the stuff. Just wanted to put these watches side by side for comparison. I don't want into details about too many things. It doesn't make sense because there's loads of videos about that. Now, also a very important thing is that these hands, they are brushed. You will also see some videos where there are macro shots and these hands are brushed, opposed to the hands of a standard one, especially this one, where the hands are polished. Okay, now here you can see how they change. What you can spot also right now, and this is quite a significant difference between these two, is the fact that on a Bond watch, the anti-reflective coating, sorry for that, is just on the inside of the glass. It's not on the outside. So yeah, you will see the reflections. You will see much more reflections on the Bond watch. In most of cases here, it is really difficult to actually spot the glass. Most of the time, the watch looks like there is no glass. So here, I mean, on this one, the reflections you see are not on the glass, they are on the dial. Here, the reflections of the light you see, they are actually on the glass, because you can't have these reflections on the dial. Now here, you don't see the glass. And the shape of the glass is also different. Here on the Bond watch is a bit domed. And the bracelet, obviously, a big difference. This one is a Milanese mesh, which many people criticize for one reason that I'm going to show you in a moment. The execution of the bracelet is fantastic. There's nothing wrong to say about that. It is pretty comfortable. The problem is that when you use this deployment clasp, I will show it in a moment, you will have like 3 layers of metal on your wrist. This will be shown in a second. I'm trying to compare now to the white one, how the light reflects, and really now you don't see the glass on the white one. The reflection is on the dial. Yeah, and then the white and blue side by side. Unfortunately, I don't have 3 hands. Now actually you can't see what the color of the blue watch is. Here you can see how shiny the hands on the blue ones are. On the black one they also shine, but due to the color it's not so reflective. It's not such a nice mirror effect. Now I have the 2 watches on my wrist. Now the bracelet here does not taper, so it is 20 millimeters at the lugs and 20 millimeters at the clasp. This one does taper from 20 to 18 millimeters. And now this is what the problem with the Bond watch is. Okay, so you've got 2 layers of bracelet and the clasp in the middle. This is quite thick. I'm going to measure that in a moment, the thickness of it. But to be honest, I don't think this is going to be a problem when wearing the watch. Obviously, you can't place it under the French cuff and cufflinks. This is going to be too thick. Otherwise, it's a nice looking watch. The lack of AR on outside frankly bothers me a lot. Another thing that I need to tell you, that all of the 8800 movements, not excluding the very expensive Bond ones, are pretty noisy. So the rotors, you can clearly hear them. Then this is the thing that is normal. So if anyone gets a watch like this and hears the rotor, don't go back to the service because they won't do anything. You can just hear that. I'll try to show you. Then if I rotate this watch, this is also what you know from other reviews, there is no display case back. It's a closed case back with the numbers that have a meaning. I don't want to again get into details. There are many other videos that tell you what all of these markings mean. And case backs. Blue and Bond. I've got 18 centimeter wrists, if somebody does not read the description. Yeah, the weight, or actually lack of weight on this one is amazing. It's quite a strange sensation. And the blue and white. So now let's check the Lume. And already now you can see that the bezel is loomed only on the Bond watch. The very last thing is packaging. So this box is a very standard box that 99% of Omegas are going to be sold in. So this is the outside transport one. Not always you will get that. Also this one, not always they will give you. And the size of boxes is absolutely different. All right. This one is very, very small. Then here you will get a wooden box. Here you will get a leather suede, I would say, wallet in the wooden box. You have everything you need to keep the watch, tags, also the sack for the watch. You will also get the wallet with warranty cards. Here you have the place for warranty cards, but there is actually nothing more. So you open this, and this is where you keep the watch. So there it is. This is how the bond is presented. That's it. Some omega and bond markings. There are many other variants of this SMP, like for example this one, beautiful silver one with a sun brushed dial and blue hands and indexes, blue ceramic bezel. So it's the same material like on the white one or blue one, but it's just sun brushed that gives an extra hit. When you have a good light, as you can see over here, recently Omega released this special edition for Beijing Olympics. Again, ceramic dial with waves and sun brushing, which looks pretty good. Cool. Here the bezel is a bit different because it's not ceramic, it's just stainless steel with some graining. Looks pretty nice, I think. Some time ago Omega also issued this amazing 007 watch with a shiny and a little bit sun-brushed dial with yellow gold indexes and hands. There's also quite a nice NATO strap with colors perfectly matching the NTTD Seamaster. Looks pretty cool, although you remember that NATO gives you an extra 3-4 millimeters of thickness underneath the case. This one also comes with titanium keepers and titanium pin buckle at the bottom. Looks pretty cool. You also have this interesting iteration, which is a little bit bigger because it's 43 millimeters, no date, black on black, but it's fully ceramic. So it's a ceramic case, ceramic dial, ceramic bezel. Very nice iteration, looking pretty cool. All of the standard watches you can also have on a rubber strap like this one. This particular one is on a pin buckle, which is, I have to say, pretty difficult to fasten and unfasten because the pin is shaped in a quite strange way, but that gives you a very good security when you are really using this watch to dive. So when you are underwater, I highly recommend this strap. But for all of those desk divers, which I think is probably 90% of users of this watch, there is just recently released version for famous Omega deployant clasp, which is very easy to fasten and unfasten. It's very secure to put on. So whenever you just prefer the security of putting the watch on and off instead of being secure underwater, I highly recommend the strap with deployant clasp. Obviously, all of the watches could come in two-tone, or there's also this nice chrono version, but it's very big, really big and heavy. So there's really plenty of different versions to choose from, and I hope this video helped you a bit and you can make it just. Thank you.